What's up guys, it's Grant, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the forward strike or the punch.
Baby, hit it.
What's up guys, it's Grant. So before the tutorial starts, I just wanted to give you guys a quick but a little bit late thank you for 550 subscribers. We're already getting up closer to the 600 mark, so that's going to be awesome when we hit that. But I just wanted to thank you guys for that, I guess, halfway milestone. And also I wanted to say thank you guys for 3,000 views on my top 10 bow staff tricks video. If you haven't seen that already, it's going to come up at the top of the video here, so you guys can click on that and go check that out. But I just wanted to say thank you for those two things, and let's get right into the tutorial. Alright guys, so as I said, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the forward strike or punch. There's a bunch of different names for it. I usually just call it the punch because if you were to do the strike and then let go of your bow, it looks really similar to an actual punch in, open hand movements. So that's why I call it that, and that's what I'm going to call it for the rest of the video. So usually when people are first learning this move, they start from a stance about, about shoulders width. I like to keep my front foot just facing the direction that I'm going to move. If I were to go straight, if I were to go this way, same thing, except my front foot is pointed to that direction. I'll do it a little bit this way so you can see it a little bit easier. So about shoulders width, my foot just facing that way again. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the bow at about this point. So I'm maybe at the end of my grip on the right side and then a little bit past on the left. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not too close or too far. You can kind of find a comfortable spot for you as you learn the move and keep progressing through it. So I'm going to hold it just about here. And basically this is just the ready stance. So this is kind of like a chamber to get into the move, because as you can see from here, you can bring it from the chamber out to the punch, so that's why I usually start from there. So now when I step out into this punch, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to step forward into my Zenkutsudachi front stance, and then all I'm going to do once I step forward and try to time it when you land that foot, the strike goes out at the same time. So I'm going to hit it out just like this. So basically if you're looking at the bow, it's on a bit of an angle. My left hand is basically where my belt would be if I'm wearing a belt. If not, I usually kind of keep it on like that hip bone or around that area. You don't want to keep it too far back, because sometimes if you are to strike super hard, you could break your bow off of that bone or off the side of your body just because you're hitting like that, so it's not really practical. And same thing if you're going the other way, if you were to hit too hard here, you could snap your bow. So I like to keep it at kind of like, I guess like power points you could call them, so that this is kind of structuring your punch. Now my top hand is out about this way. Usually I like to keep it so that the end of my bow is at about eyebrow level for me. Obviously that's going to vary depending on your height and stuff like that, but that's usually where I hit. So if I'm out in that Zenkutsudachi front stance, I'm going to hit at about the eyebrow level, and that's going to be right about perfect. So obviously if you go too high, you're probably going to miss them when you step out because the bow is too high and you're completely missing the person in front of you. And if you go too low, you'd probably still hit them, but it's technically not correct and is kind of more towards a different move. Now a lot of people when they're doing this strike, they'll hold their hand, their front hand, their right hand, just like this. Now I don't know if that's necessarily wrong, but I've learned a specific way, so I'm going to be showing you guys that way. So think about if you were to hit something, so say for example there's an object that I'm hitting with this forward strike or punch, and I'm hitting like this. The only thing that's holding the bow from coming back when I hit that object is basically my thumb and part of my hand. So if I go like this, I only really have that to press down, right? So a lot of times people would go to hit an object and it would bounce right out of their hand because there's only that piece of your hand and your thumb supporting the bow from coming upwards. So what I do instead of holding it like this is I twist my wrist around so that basically my entire hand, or the palm of my hand, and obviously the fingers are gripping on the bottom, is pushing downwards, so that if you were to hit something, there's a lot less chance it's going to pop back up at all, right? Because your entire hand is over top of it. So it would essentially have to bring your whole hand up in order for it to come back. So that's the way that I've learned it. Again, people do it different ways and stuff, but I think this is just the most practically correct version in my opinion. So this is the one that I do all the time. So I flip that wrist all the way over so that it's flat facing the ground if I were to open my hand. Now this is super awkward at first because you kind of have to practice going out and then twisting at the last second, but that is how you do a lot of moves in martial arts. Say for example a punch, you get that last second twist in, you get that snap and it makes it stronger. So I guess it's similar to that as well, so you just twist at the last second all the way around. So one more time, just kind of showing you guys. So if I'm starting from this ready position, I'm just going to step forward and then hit all at the same time. If I do it this way so you guys can see where the bow is and where my hands are, I'd go from here and I'd step out, boom, and I'd hit the punch. So as you can see, left hand is at about that hip bone, my right hand is out with it twisted over, and then it's at about eye level, right? It doesn't have to be perfectly on, but around that level is most likely correct. So hopefully I explained this well enough for you guys. I think this is my first video where I show you guys how to do like a basic move or a strike. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you want to see a little bit more basic stuff, then let me know. I can upload that as well. But that's basically it, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.